All right, all right. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. I'm Teacher Niv. This is Dr. Joe's reading and writing class. Today is August 7th, 2025. If you can hear me clearly, can I get a 192 in the chat? If you can hear me clearly, can I get a 192 in the chat? I think that's my first time using a three-digit number. So that's momentous occasion. 1.9.2, 19 and 2. I don't know. I think something's wrong with everybody's microphones. Or sorry, not microphone speakers. Or hearing. Maybe you guys need hearing aids. Um, Side note, I just got a notification from Zoom that they allow reactions now, like thumbs up, like, whatever. Do you guys know how to do that? What? How come I can't do that? Is there are there other reactions? Oh yeah, there are. What? Wait, is it just thumbs up and put your hand up? No, there is more. What? How are you guys doing this? How are you guys doing this? I don't see it for me. What is going on? Maybe it says on the toolbar. I don't what is going on? Okay, whatever. I wow. Okay, this is wow. Okay, this is a sad day. I'm officially old. Okay, let's move on. Let's get started with the book of the day. Book of the day, The Outsiders. Have you heard of this book before? I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it before. I don't know if all of you were in the class at the time. I guess no one has heard of it. Okay, great. This was the first book I read in school, I think. No, actually, that's a lie. That's a lie. This was the first book I read in like grade 7 or something. Um, but anyways, great book. Can I get a volunteer reader? This is the first book I read in middle school. That's what I was looking for. Anyways, no volunteer readers. Okay, let's give it to Xiaoya. Xiaoya, start us off.
The Outsiders is about 2 weeks in the life of a 14-year-old boy. The novel tells the story of Pony Boy Curtis and his struggles with right and wrong in a society in which he believes that he is an outsider. According to Pony Boy, there are two types of people in the world: greasers and socks. A sock, short for social, has money, can get away with just about anything, and has an attitude longer than a limo. Oh my god, I cannot say anything. Wait, how do you say that word again?
A limousine?
A limousine, yeah. Uh, a greaser, on the other hand, always lives on the outside and needs to watch his back. Ponyboy is a greaser, and he's always been proud of it, even willing to rumble against a gang of socks for the sake of his fellow greasers. Until one terrible night when his friend Johnny kills a sock. The murder gets under Ponyboy's skin, causing his bifurcated world to crumble, and teaching him that pain feels the same whether a sock or a greaser.
Nice. Um, Very good book, very interesting. Maybe the theme is a little bit more I'd say adult, but maybe not adult. I would say more adult for 14-year-olds in this day and age. In, middle school, 30, 40 years ago, this was not considered adult at all. It was actually considered like a children's book, almost children. So yeah, take that however you may. But I really like this book, very interesting, highly recommend. And there's also like a movie and like a show or two about this now, I believe. Okay. S.E. Hinton. She's still alive. This is a very old picture of her. She's still alive. She's like 77 now. Can I get a volunteer reader? Russell.
S.E. Hinton is an American author, best known for her groundbreaking young adult novel, The Outsiders, which she wrote at just 16 years old and published in 1967. Born Susan Eloise Hinton on July 22, 1948 in Tulsa, Oklahoma, she used her initials to avoid being dismissed as a female writer in a male-dominated genre. The Outsiders, inspired by the teenage gang rivalry she witnessed in her own high school, became a classic for its raw portrayal of class conflict, identity, and belonging. Hinton continued to write other YA novels, including That Was Then, This Is Now, Rumblefish, and Tex. Her work is credited with revolutionizing young adult fiction by introducing realistic, emotionally complex teen characters. Today, she is celebrated as a pioneer of the genre.
Awesome. Yeah, so I didn't know this back then, but one of the reasons it was so famous was because it was very different than any other young adult novel at the time. I have never read any young adult novels before this. This is probably the oldest young adult novel I've ever read. Um, so which is kind of interesting because if you read young adult novels now, there's a lot of similar themes and similar um tropes that are I guess originated in The Outsiders. So it's a monumental story in that sense. Okay, quote of the day. Um, I'll just read it. I lie to myself all the time, but I never believe me. I give no context to this quote, so I kind of just want to see how you guys may interpret this. So, what could this quote mean? And give an example of your sort of interpretation. I'll give you guys about 5 minutes, starting the
Hey,
timer.
Terrence.
Pardon? Hello? Okay, starting the timer now. All right. Time is up. Let's see what you guys came up with. You guys can submit before, like, the second you're done. You don't have to wait for me to say time's up. Okay, Russell, start us off.
I think this quote might be suggesting the idea of trying to use self-deception as comfort while knowing it's false. It's like telling yourself, I'm fine, when you're not, or I'll start tomorrow, knowing you won't. A mix of denial and self-awareness that's both darkly funny and quietly sad.
Wow, this is amazing. Great response. I think this quote might be suggesting the idea. So I think the idea of trying to use self-deception as comfort. The idea of, well, no, it's yeah, this works. This is great. It's like telling yourself, I'm fine when you're not, or I'll start tomorrow, knowing you won't. So I think you should put commas. Actually, no. This should be okay. A mix of denial and self-awareness is both darkly funny and quietly sad. Wow, this is amazing. Great response, Russell. All right, Ethan, go for it.
I think the quote "I lied to myself all the time, but I never believe me" means how we can say that we're good at something to cover up and lie to make ourselves feel better, but it will never help because we know that's not the truth. It, an example is if you and your friends had a test to decide your future classes. All your friends said they got great scores, but you didn't, but you still said you got high scores. It might help you cover up, but it would not make you feel better about the scores.
Okay. I lied to myself, but I never believe me means okay, so since it flows, this would actually be means how we can say that we are good at something to cover up and okay, so here is a crucial missing point. You could say cover up the fact that we are not, and then I would just, get rid of this. Because it makes a sentence whole. It means that we can say that we are good at something to make ourselves feel better. But I think a crucial point to make this flow nicely is that to specify that we are not. But it would help because feel better. But it would help because so I think you meant to say it wouldn't help. But it wouldn't ultimately. I would also add something like ultimately. Because adding the word ultimately implies that you're at the end it won't help, but it might help in the beginning. So ultimately is like in the end, right? But it wouldn't help because ultimately wouldn't help because we know that maybe even add something like deep down, that is not the truth. An example is if you and your friends had a test that will decide your future classes. Great score. Okay, so this is great. Just needs to be broken up into. I'm just gonna add a small highlight here. Just needs to be broken up into multiple sentences. The example's good. The example's good. It just needs to be broken up to make it flow nicely. There's a lot of subordinating clauses here. And there's just too many ways that I could break it up. So I'm just gonna highlight it all. and say, as a whole, you could just break it up however you like. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, I'm just gonna actually undo that and then put this on. Okay, Jaya, start us off.
What S.E. Hilton is trying to convey is that our lies can easily be read as false since we know ourselves better than anyone else. When we lie, we usually try to gaslight ourselves into thinking the lie is true. Even though we might be able to believe it, oh, that's not right. We still carry on that little drop of guilt in our gut that is both sad and scary.
Is that our lies can easily be read as false consumers. Good use of gaslight, even though we might be able to believe it. I would say I would add something like temporarily. Or yeah, just I don't know, something to make it a little clear that because it's hard to say you believe it, but you still carry guilt, which in this case the guilt is the truth. So just to I would add something here, maybe not temporarily, but maybe some sort of clarity. What I see Hinton. Oh, sorry. Okay, good stuff, Shai. Annabelle, would you like to read yours?
What S.E. Hinton is trying to say that is that even if you lie to yourself, you'll always know you're lying. Doing this will not make you feel better. For example, if you keep pretending you're super good at math when you aren't, it will not make you better at math.
Doing this will not make you feel better. For example, if you're pretending you're super good at math when you aren't, it will make you feel it it will not make you better at math. Super good is an awkward I guess adjective here. I would say, if you keep pretending that you are, great at math or um a math prodigy or whatever. Um something like that. It will not although I do say super good and things like that verbally, but not in writing. It will not make you better. Uh, Great. Yeah, good point. Good point. Good stuff, Annabelle. James, would you like to read yours?
I think that this quote means that we tell ourselves that something is better than it really is to comfort us about the reality. One time my mom told me that I would have to exercise every day. I told myself that I would get skinny and taller and that it would be a great thing. However, I never truly believed myself, and for the entire summer I felt like it was torture. Although lying can help us feel better for a while, embracing the truth can help us endure the problem.
Ourselves. That we tell ourselves that something's better than it really is to comfort. About one time when my mom told me that I would actually, I told myself that I would get skinny. That'd be a great thing. However, I truly believed myself and for the entire summer and and for the entire summer I felt like it was torture. Although lying can help us feel better. Wow, embracing the truth can help. Although lying can help us. Embracing the truth can help us endure the problem. Great, great. I really like this line right here. Um, this is actually very poetic. I like it. Okay, good stuff, James. I just felt sorry. I was just a little confused because of the punctuation. I was a little stuck here. Um, the only thing is though, it felt like it was torture, but I mean, technically, most likely, if you keep your diet, you would get skinnier. Taller, no. But yeah, this one's an interesting example. It's like gaslighting yourself, but it's like also a really good situation to gaslight yourself in, I believe. So it's I would say it's a different situation from the other examples here. It's interesting. Okay, let's go to the vocab of the day. Um, who hasn't read yet? All right, James, can you read this one?
Anodyne, adjective or noun, not likely to provoke dissent or offense. Soothing or bland, the speaker's anodyne remarks were carefully crafted to avoid controversy. Invidious, adjective, likely to arouse resentment or anger in others. Unfairly discriminatory. His invidious comparison between two students sparked immediate backlash. Officious, adjective, excessively eager to offer unwanted help or advice. An officious neighbor kept inserting herself into everyone's business. Evince, verb, to reveal or show clearly, to make evident. His trembling hands evidenced a fear he refused to admit aloud. Bromide, noun, a trait or unoriginal remark intended to soothe. He offered the usual bromides about time healing all wounds, but she wasn't listening.
Nice. Okay. You guys know the drill. One paragraph, 3 minutes. Let's go. Starting now. I'll also throw these in the chat. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't. All right, all right, all right. Let's see what we're working with here. I gave you guys about an extra minute. All right, Russell, start us off.
Bob evinced his officious personality by adding invidious comments criticizing George's anodyne bromides.
Criticizing George's anodyne bromides. Nice, good stuff. Um, Ethan.
Joe stayed anodyne while he offered bromoids to all of the customers, even though his face evinced that he was angry. While Henry was typically invidious, today he was very officious.
Nice, nice. Um, this is a good contrast. I didn't even realize they were contrasting words when I picked them. James, would you like to read yours?
Officious Jimmy evinced his sadness through anodyne words after an invidious comparison between him and his pet pig when he tried to tell bromides to to make his neighbor feel better.
Tell bromides. Hmm. Yeah, okay, good. Good stuff. Good stuff. The teachers. With the teachers. Awesome. Okay, good stuff. Annabelle, would you like to read yours?
Vicious bully had an anodyne personality towards his classmates, but with teachers he convinced them with bromides, convincing them he was an anodyne student.
Nice, good stuff. And last but not least, Jalia. All right, Jalia, would you like to read yours?
I couldn't add events because I just couldn't find room. I didn't want to write two sentences, so yeah.
That is fine.
Miss Stacy was very invidious and she was always acting anodyne and officious to tell. Wait, no, I wrote that wrong. Wait, no, I wrote that wrong. To tell. Wait, oh yeah, she was acting anodyne and officious to tell bromid bromides to the girls, but on the other hand, was very mean to the boys. So I wrote she for some reason.
Awesome. Okay. All right, let us move on to the hot take section. The only thing I want to do here is I'm gonna give a bit more time. Okay. We're gonna try this one to do this a little differently because I want a little bit more collaboration. At least this class, and we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna give everyone 6 minutes. Give your hot take, but I want it presented in a persuasive paragraph. So maybe even a bit longer, 7 minutes. Presented in a persuasive paragraph. So I want to see a clear topic sentence and some arguments, or flesh out if you don't have too many arguments, you only have one or two, just flesh them out. Explain each point where you can make a logical leap, and a conclusion. And then I want as a class to then critique each response. Now, that sounds stressful, but it's really not. I'm the one doing it right now, but I want others to have an opportunity to see how to improve other people's work instead of just receiving the criticism as well, right? Not criticism, the suggestions, right? And there's no wrong answers. So yeah, just keep that in mind when you're doing this. So I'm gonna start a 7-minute timer for your hot take, but remember this one is a little different. I want it to be clear. We're all gonna be grading it. Okay, not grading, we're all gonna be critiquing it. 7 minutes starting now. All right, time's up. I give you guys about an extra minute. Looks like we have most of the responses. Great, great, great. And we have a couple more. Oh, maybe just one more. All right, let's get started. So before I start, I also want to say, don't take any suggestions or criticism or anything like that personally. Um, we're just literally all here to improve our English and writing and whatnot. So, and none of this actually matters. You're not getting graded on this. It's not affecting your school grades or anything like that. So keep that in mind. So, anyways, let's start with Russell's. So, Russell, would you like to read for us?
AI won't replace people. The only thing it will do is give an edge to those who use it well and those who don't. Like the internet and computers before it, AI will become a basic skill everyone needs. Those who learn to use AI to automate tasks, generate ideas, or analyze data will be faster and more productive. On the other hand, people who ignore AI will fall behind, and the difference between users and non-users grow. So it's less about competition with machines and more about adapting to new tools.
Okay, okay. Now, so actually, I think it's best if we get everyone. I want to make a rule. Everyone has to at least give out 3 suggestions, not for each one, but over the course of reviewing the hot takes, the paragraphs, you have to give 3 suggestions. If it's all three in one or one in across a few of them, that's totally fine. But try and make sure everyone gets in 3 suggestions. Okay, so for Russell's, does anybody have a suggestion to improve this? Anyone? There's no wrong answers. There's no wrong answers because you're giving a suggestion on what would improve it in your own eyes, right? Does anyone disagree with Russell's overall take? Ethan's giving a clapping emoji, so I think he. Oh, does that mean you disagree or agree? Disagree. Okay. Ethan, how maybe just briefly explain why you disagree. Verbally. You can just open your mic.
Yeah, certain jobs might not be taken over by AI to replace people, but a lot of jobs will. Like surely some jobs like surgeons, they use AI to like help them correctly find places to do things for surgery or something. But a
Yeah,
lot,
exactly.
yeah, but a
So
lot
like
of
Let, let,
surgeons
let
without, so
Russell
the surgeon,
Russell, let him
what?
finish. Let him
Oh,
finish and then counter if you want after.
yeah, most jobs will be using AI as tools, but also many of them are also I believe is going to be taken over by AI. Like things like hmm
Okay, I'll give you. I'll add to your statement, Ethan. Yeah, I think what Russell was gonna say was that the surgeon thing supports his point because it just means that now surgeons can do surgeries a bit better, more efficiently, faster, whatever. I agree with that. But with Ethan, I also agree with your point that there are some jobs that I think will just fully be uh replaced, like as in you're going to need significantly less accountants, for example, in my opinion, because accountants can now like basic accountants, not like, those chartered professional accountants or anything like that, like baseline bookkeeper. That job most of that can be done by AI. There's going to be maybe in a firm of, let's say, uh, 10 or 100 accountants, and you have, let's say, 20 bookkeepers, you can probably cut that down to two bookkeepers, something like that, right? So it won't replace all those jobs, but it's going to get rid of a lot of jobs and job openings and things like that. I think that would be a sort of a counter. Maybe that leads into an a suggestion for Russell's is maybe add something about, like, there's always going to need, for any existing job, there's always going to be people who need to think and expand it and grow it. Like accountants, things change in accounting law all the time. So even if I say it's gonna get rid of a lot of bookkeeping jobs, there still needs to be people who oversee things, adapt to change, things like that, right? So there's a way you could upgrade this to counter that as well, Russell. Okay. Good stuff there, guys. Ethan says construction workers. Yeah, I don't think construction workers will be replaced. So I don't see how, but maybe. Okay, Ethan, would you like to read yours?
Sushi is the best type of Asian food out there. Now, should you say otherwise? Think again. Sushi has the most nutrients with tons of protein, while also having a bunch of different types of fish for different flavor, while also having a burst of sweet, sour, and salty. Not only does it contain high amounts of protein, it also contains vitamins A, C, and E, many minerals as well. It's also a low calorie meal compared to other choices. Lots of Chinese foods or Korean foods contain lots of trans or saturated proteins, while also having way more calories than other meals. This is why sushi is the best type of Asian food.
Awesome. Okay, thanks for that, Ethan. So anyone have any suggestions? Now, it's not just about the argument or the points, it's also about the writing. I actually want to see people critique grammar, structure, things like that. Things that I normally call out. I want other people to also address them. Annabelle.
After different flavors of the period and then a like not capitalized while, and it's not a complete sentence.
Yeah. So how would we fix this?
Or like you could say it also has a burst of sweet, sour, and salty.
Okay, so keep the period, get out the file, say it. Nice. Anyone else? Okay, Russell.
So it says, well, think again, sushi has the most nutrition. It should be, well, think again, comma, sushi has the most nutrition.
Good catch. Xiaoya.
When it says vitamins A, C, and E, A, C, and E are supposed to be capitalized since, yeah, it just has to be capitalized, I think.
Honestly, I'm not 100% sure. I think you're
I
right.
think it is because I see them on like the labels and they always have the capitalized thing. So I think it's supposed to be capitalized.
I'm like 95% sure you're right, but I'm also admitting that I'm not 100% sure. So I just want everyone to know that. Annabelle, would you I like to add one more?
Uh, you didn't correct the having. It's supposed to be it also has a burst of sweet, sour, and salty.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Okay, nice. Good stuff, guys. Lots of lots of other Chinese Korean. Okay. So Ethan, full sentences here. The while, it's like when you are putting periods, just sort of like in your head, quickly reread the sentence, right? There's no subject, while also having more calories than other meals. If you add a word like it, whatever has whatever something to define the subject, then that's fine. A pronoun, that's fine. But without it, then this would not be a full sentence. So you can't it can't be separated with period. Not only is it, I'm going to proteins. Actually, this is fine. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff, guys. James, would you like to read yours?
Saving your favorite food for last is better than eating it straight away. Eating your favorite food first allows you to finish the best thing first and then eat the rest. However, this does not allow you to enjoy your food as well as eating the best food for last. Eating your favorite food last during a meal is a great way to enjoy your meal because you can slowly enjoy for as long as you need because the other food won't get cold if it's in your stomach.
Okay, so any critiques, Jaya?
Wait, can I say two?
Yeah, sure.
The first one is you repeat meal like a lot. It's like you don't need to repeat that many times, so like just use like an it for like a little like holder, so you don't have to repeat meal that many times.
Nice. I like,
And also oh sorry.
sorry, continue. I like the suggestion because it's sort of like an overall, you need to look at the overall passage to notice it. Okay, sorry, continue.
And also, when you say, however, this does not allow you to enjoy your food as well. Well is kind of confusing because it sounds like you're saying also. So just I recommend you say as like as much or something like that because as well it's a little I don't know. It sounds like also, but
I,
you're not saying also. You're saying better, so it's a little confusing.
I fully agree. As much as eating the best food for us. So also, this is a visual thing, but visual things matter. Especially when you're doing formal writing, you're writing essays and things like that. It is like a subconscious thing to the reader. But visual things matter. If I see best twice like this, sometimes it's not a big deal. But if there's other repetition, like as mentioned by Xiaoya just now, then we want to avoid it, right? Um, generally it's if you see two identical adjectives like that for two different things, and it's not intentional, then try and change it. So, eating your favorite food first allows you to finish the best thing as much as eating, maybe the better food or the better food item or the your favorite food item or something like that. Or I guess you say your favorite food here. Um, yeah, maybe better is the right choice here. Okay. Annabelle?
In the last sentence, you repeat enjoy your meal twice. So it sounds kind of weird.
Eating your favorite food during your last meal is a great way to enjoy your meal because you can slowly enjoy your meal. Yeah. Yeah. So this needs to be rephrased here. Okay, Ethan.
It's kind of confusing when you say, however, this does not allow you to enjoy your food as much as eating the best food. What do
Oh,
you mean by
I
best
didn't
food?
catch that. Good call. So how
Like
would you fix that?
like you stated before, like or your most enjoyed, like your favorite part of the meal or something.
Right. Yeah, yeah. So not allow you to enjoy your food as much as eating your favorite part of the meal. Yeah. So enjoy your food. So it just needs to be rephrased a bit. But yeah, good stuff. Good catch. Great stuff, guys. Okay. Let's go with let's read Xiaoya's now. Xiaoya, would you like to read yours?
Jolly Ranchers are the worst candy out there. The flavors, specifically watermelon, are very artificial tasting and taste like expired sugar. Yeah, the hard. Oh wait, that looks really wrong. Oh, I see you did two spaces between yet chewy. The hard yet chewy texture is also absolutely disgusting and pull your teeth out every time you try to eat them. It also has the annoying sharp edges that poke your mouth when you suck on them.
Nice. Okay. Let's read the one. Oh, sorry. Okay. Ethan.
I don't think this um like persuasive passage doesn't have like much of an impact. It's mainly it doesn't seem like there's much of like a bad cause of this. It's just more of an opinion on this one.
Okay. The Dog is the worst candy out there.
It doesn't seem like there's any like reason for like maybe you just don't like them, but like maybe other people would like them. There's no reason why they're actually bad.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I guess in this topic, like a hot take, it's sort of tough to make it a persuasive paragraph. When I said it was a hot take, so some hot takes are, yeah, it's just fully opinionated. But I think so. Yeah, I see what you're saying. But I think uh there are some good points here that do make it uh that do support the claim. So artificial tasting, expired sugar, etc. But yeah, I think what what probably hit you was saying the worst candy out there, and then there were points to support why it's a really bad candy, but there would need to be something else to support the claim that it's the worst candy out there. Maybe the most overhyped candy or the most popular candy that um is not actually good or something like that. So if the scope is large, then the argument has to be large as well, I think. Jaya?
Um, I I don't want to say this, but I kind of like ran out of time to include more points. I was gonna include some other points.
Ah,
Then I ran out of time and I was like, okay.
that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, yeah. That's fine. Yeah, I like also, yeah, that goes for everyone. Like we're aware that there's not enough time to do as much as everyone wants. Um, so yeah. Um, Annabelle,
I don't really get how it can be hard and chewy at the same time.
I actually have you ever had a ginger chew? Who here has had a ginger chew? Put your hand up if you've had a ginger chew. Ethan. Okay, great. So I would say, Shai, you can't call it boomer candy. It's so good. It's so good.
Boomer doesn't mean bad, it just means old.
Oh, I feel like there's a strong negative connotation to boomer. So, anyways, yeah, I guess it's kind of old candy, but I'm not that old, and it tastes great. And I would say those are hard and chewy because like they're very hard. If you just bite into it, it's like a hard candy, but it like you can kind of chew it as well. So I see. I actually agree. This is a thing. I hate ginger. You guys are silly. You guys are silly. You guys probably love ginger in food. I don't like just chewing on a piece of ginger, obviously. Um, you guys will like it more when you're older. You also hate garlic. Okay, that might just be a problem with you, Xiaoya. Okay, and Annabelle. Silly, silly. Okay, good stuff. Ginger is not a boomer thing. Or ginger ale. Oh, ginger ale is a boomer thing. Oh yeah. Is it? Wow, I didn't know that. Garlic is so good on pizza. Garlic is great on everything. Garlic itself is not good. Yes, garlic and ginger itself, no, it is not good. You shouldn't be eating those alone. Okay. Okay. If I can't taste the garlic, it is good. Oh my gosh. You guys, this is upsetting me. I'm so upset. Um, okay, Annabelle, would you like to read yours?
Cloudy days are the best days to go outside. When it is raining, you will get wet and dirty from the puddles on the ground. Raining and thundering is worse because you might get struck with lightning. Sunny days always make you sweaty and tired. With clouds covering the sun, it is the perfect temperature. The sun also makes you hot and dry, so you have to put on a lot of sunscreen. However, without the sun, you can't get sunburnt because the clouds block most of the UV. This is why cloudy days are better than all other days.
Thundering is worse because you might get sunny days always make you sweaty and tired with clouds coincidence. Interesting. Okay, who haven't I heard from? James, I need some suggestion from you or critique. This is the final one, so I need at least one.
I don't really have any though.
Okay, do you agree cloudy days are the best days to go outside?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Okay. Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, anyone else? Any suggestions? Any way we can improve this? Okay, I would say raining and thundering is a little bit awkward. I would rather say rainy and rainy days and thunderstorms or rainy days with thunder are worse because you may get struck with lightning, etc. Just the words raining and thundering personally I just find a little bit awkward. Jaya?
I feel like struck with lightning is a little weird because it sounds like you and lightning are
Oh,
getting struck together.
yeah, actually it is struck by lightning. That is not
Yeah.
I didn't catch that. Good catch. Anyone else? I would say maybe the scope here is a little bit too broad, um, compared to the topic sentence. Where it's specifically about going outside, then here it's better than all other days. But like sometimes, um, you need arguments for this on top of that, right? Like because you're not gonna get struck with thunder, sorry, with lightning if you are inside, and that might be a better day. I don't know. Okay, no other suggestions? Okay, good stuff. Okay, now put a thumbs down if you did not like this activity. Activity being us grading each other, critiquing each other. Put your thumbs up if you liked this activity. I have no thumbs up or thumbs down. Everybody is indifferent to this activity. Okay. Okay, so you guys don't care. Like it's neutral for you guys. Put us whatever that face is if you are neutral. Okay, it was okay. Okay. I just thought this way, everyone is paying attention during other people's responses. Also, I got to see how you guys would critique and improve other people's work, which is great. I like learned a lot more about everyone's abilities. So on my side, it was great. But I get it. If people really didn't like it, then I would stop it. But it seems like everyone's kind of indifferent, so maybe we'll keep it in once in a while. Um, okay, let's move on to the article of the day. The gift of making yourself disappear, guest essay. The guest essay for the New York Times, I should mention that. Okay, can I get James, can you read this?
For my next act of fatherhood, I plan to help my son disappear. My oldest son, Sebastian, is about to turn 19, and painful as it is to admit, what he really needs is a little less of me. Okay, a lot less of me. When I was his age, I pulled my own vanishing act. I left college, drained my bank account, and bought a plane ticket to Prague. My plan: live cheaply and finish my screenplay about a con artist who falls in love with a beautiful one-armed girl. I promised my parents I would check in by payphone. This was 1994. My family had no cell phones, no GPS, and the only inbox we checked was the one nailed to our front door. You could actually vanish back then. This sort of escape, of course, is a privilege, something you can do easily with a passport that opens doors and a future to return to. I didn't appreciate this at the time. My mind was on other things, like whether my backpack would fit in the overhead bin.
Nice. Nice. So this is from a father. Okay. Can we get Annabelle, can you read this one?
The first leg of my trip was a train ride to New York. My father drove me to the station in downtown Buffalo. The moment felt like Fiddler on the Roof in reverse. In the musical, Tevye says a tender goodbye to his daughter at the station as she departs for a life far from home. And here was my father bidding me farewell as I returned to the land from where we came. My dad was still upbeat about my grand adventure. Both my parents were. It wasn't until I boarded the train and glanced back the window that I caught a glimpse of something else. The The glass was tinted. I could see Dad, but he couldn't see me. I watched as he searched a long line of windows. I saw his worry and his sadness. The breeziness had been an act and also his gift to me. Sebastian starts college in January, and in a strange, almost mythic twist, he's heading soon to Prague, the same city, the same age, the same beautiful naive hope of becoming someone else. The thought of his vanishing makes me twitchy. I suppose these days not knowing where your kid is feels like negligence. But when I constantly check in with him, am I really trying to protect him or just calm my own nerves? With this in mind, I've come up with a few rules for myself. I'm not going to text him, at least not too often. And I'm turning off location tracking on the Find My app. I need to help him escape my digital grasp.
Awesome. Um, let's go to Russell, can you read this one?
When I lived in Prague, my parents drifted quietly to the edges of my mind. I soon became obsessed with a bit of family lore and finding the man who'd hidden my great uncle from the Nazis. I tracked him down and interviewed him. This became the first story I ever reported and started me on a path to being a writer. News from America came slowly, if at all. I learned, for example, that a distant relative had died almost 2 weeks after her death. I still remember reading that letter in the mail and feeling so far from home, like some kind of old-fashioned merchant on the other side of the world. I want this for Sebastian, the freedom that comes with distance and the quiet magic of being impossibly far away. Sebastian recently remarked to me, Dad, I'm no longer a part of anything. And in a way, he is right. High school is over, his friends are scattering, the track team that he led as captain is no longer his. But in this void, there is space for reinvention. Every immigrant knows this. My paternal grandfather left his home in Eastern Europe when he was about 19 years old, stowing away on a ship bound for America. He wasn't running for his life or escaping abject poverty. He had parents, siblings, and a home. He was, I suppose, following his own desire to vanish. In this way, Sebastian is answering a family calling, a steady pull between continents that evidently takes its hold in the 19th year.
Nice. And we last but not least, can we get a volunteer? Ethan?
When I look back on my own departure for Prague, I was pretending that I had a plan as much as my parents were pretending to believe it. It sounds like decent, which in a way it was, but it wasn't a failure of honesty so much as it was an expressive love. Being a parent of a teenager is an act of vanishing by degree, a slow retreat, and now it's my job to see through it, to produce quietly, and so we both shimmer into invisibility at the exact same moment. And I'm trying very hard these days not to talk too much about the Prague I knew and in some ways still pine for. The city sometimes feels a lost love. I take some solace knowing that Sebastian will soon be walking those same twisty cobblestone streets, but his Prague will be different, and I hope that some part of what he discovers remains forever a mystery to me. In the meantime, I'll be waiting for him and trying not to text.
Nice. Okay. So this is obviously the story of a father basically trying to give his kid some space on his trip. Um, okay. What did you think about the article? Do you agree with the points being made? Points being sort of, I don't know if I do you agree with the author? Let's just leave it vague like that. I'll do 2 minutes and we'll just see what you guys think. Okay, starting the timer now. Okay, cool. I like some of the responses are very interesting. Actually, before we move on to this, what's the 67 thing you guys keep talking about? Anyone care to explain? Someone said it's a basketball thing. Is it like a, if it's a basketball thing, I can explain, but I need to know generally what we're talking about. Okay, now. Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna read these briefly. I don't agree with the author. You're basically abandoning your child for 4 years, which could risk your safety. The article is okay, but the points weren't good. The article. Sorry, Ethan?
The thing. I accidentally press enter. I
Oh,
changed.
that's okay. You changed it, so okay, great stuff, Jaya. Ethan, I thought the article was peculiar as how the parents didn't want to stay in contact with their own child. I don't agree with the author because you are letting your child be free, which is never safe. Like, what if he got hurt, seriously injured? This needs to be fixed, which is never safe. Then it would be like, for example, what if he got hurt or seriously injured in another sentence? Uh, the child might also do bad things, such as drugs, gambling, or smoking. So, no, I don't agree with the author. Great. And I do not agree with the author because saying that they did the whole job of being parents raising a child, but the author's basically tells the son to agree. Great. Okay, great. Oh, sorry, side note. Um, I actually do know what the 6-7 thing is. It's like a meme related to this in basketball clips. There's always this song that people clip and it's like something I just put 6-7 on the highway or something. Um and then it's a clip of like LeBron dunking. So I think now people just it's been memed so many times that now people can just say 6-7 and everyone knows what it is. I think that's what it is. Anyways, okay. Okay, I was gonna give this 8 minutes, but we're gonna give this three 3 minutes. Do you wish you could have some time completely away from everyone you know with no way to contact you? Why? And if so, how long? Sometime meaning, or I don't want to say no way to contact you with if emergencies are an exception. So like I don't want you to be like no contact. What if there's an emergency? If you want to say I won't contact during an emergency, um, then yes, you can specify that. But do you wish you could have some time completely away from everyone, like everyone you know, meaning you could still go to another city for a little while, and there's still people there, you just don't know them. And if so, why, how long, etc. 3 minutes. I know it's short. This one I kind of wanted to be longer, but that's okay. 3 minutes starting now. All right, time is up. Let's see what we came up with. All right. I actually think I'm gonna have to read these ones as well. Don't think we have enough time. Ethan says no, because it would be like locking yourself in a closet. And it would make me, okay, so no and here. It's gonna be a full sentence. It would make me emotionally burdened because I typically like to talk to people. So if I couldn't, it would be very hard for me not to go insane. Fair enough. Counter to that though is you could just go to another city and still talk to people and meet new people, but not your family and friends that you currently have. But yeah, that's fine. Good stuff, Ethan. Annabelle, I definitely do not want to have time away from everyone I know. I like spending time with friends and family. It would make me lonely and depressed. Okay. Xiaoya says, I would not want to spend time completely alone because I would end up feeling very sad and depressed since I don't have any friends or family members to talk to. Okay. Maybe I should have been clearer. I just meant like hypothetical situation, you have ton of money. Would you spend, a week, a month, a year, whatever, a day in another place with no contact from friend to family, just sort of for yourself or whatever? That includes like, would you even like some people would you like to go camping for a week without, any contact or would you like to go on a trip to another country for a little while? But anyways, Russell says, I do not want to isolate myself from the only family and home I have ever known and go alone into the real world without any support or resources. Yeah, okay, yeah. I guess maybe I should have been more clear, like hypothetically. Hypothetically. Um, Annabelle says, a day, yes. 2 days or more, no. 1 hour. What? 1 second. What? What is going on? I guess maybe it's an age thing. I don't know. For me, I could go, I would maybe, like 1 week, I think. But
A week?
week, yeah. Some people, I know I have some friends who would say, yeah, I would totally love to do like, a few months with like just alone somewhere. Wow.
That's sad.
You guys saying seconds this crazy. You're telling me you don't want just like an hour to yourself sometimes? That's ridiculous. Negative time now. Annabelle wants negative time away. Xiaoya?
0.1 seconds is maybe I can do it. 0 seconds is yeah, I can do that for sure.
Oh my gosh. You guys are silly.
Okay.
Okay. That's it for today, guys. I will see you. Um, I'm gonna add to this actually. Say I put assume you'd have infinite money.
If only that was real, if I have infinite money.
Yeah, me too. We all wish. Um, okay, that's gonna be the homework. Uh,
Oh,
okay, that is all for today, guys. I will see you all next week. Have a good one.
thank you,
Bye,
Bob.
thank you.
Bye.
Bye, thank you.
Bye.